and welcome to the Wednesday Wrap-Up. I am Jessica Potts, a business strategist. I work with my clients in two areas: customer growth and product and service development to help them increase their overall revenue. More customers, more products, it's a win-win. Now today is part 2 of how to set goals within your business to be successful. And I'm chatting with Sandra Barker-McIntosh, and she's sharing her 90-day win system with us. And she's breaking down how she plans her business out in a year in advance. Now, as I've mentioned before, I was a goal underachiever, and implementing this system has helped me grow my business, decrease my stress and anxiety, and I consistently hit my monthly goals, not to mention my year-end goals. So make sure to stick around to the very end, where Sandra's going to be giving away her checklist to help you hit your goals in 2020. Tune in now. Welcome back to the Wednesday Wrap-Up. This week is all about how to set goals for your business success. And I have guest Sandra Barker-McIntosh sharing her 90-day win system with us. Now, before we get going, I launched this YouTube channel because when I transitioned my business to being solely online, it was a whole new ballgame. There were times I felt stuck and I was doing all this research, and ultimately I wasn't moving the needle forward with my business. Now, I want you to have a one-stop resource when it comes to launching and growing your business, hence why I launched this YouTube channel. So I'm sharing strategies and advice that works for my clients, and I'm bringing on experts to help you make educated decisions on launching and growing your business. Now, if you're thinking, yes, where have you been all of my life, or even not, please subscribe to my channel. I do monthly drawings for new subscribers. Back, and I am so excited to have Sandra Barker-McIntosh with me today.
Hello.
And Sandra is an accountant, and she works with service-based women in business, right?
Yes.
And she's going to tell us a little about what she does and who she serves in just a hot second. But I'm excited to actually have her here because I met Sandra. I met you in a mastermind program.
Yes.
And we were talking about her 90-day win program that she has, and she sold me on it. And I did it for myself, and I wanted to at least share it with you guys in order as you were putting your goals together for 2020.
Can you believe that?
No, I don't even talk about it. I don't even want to talk about putting my goals together. I mean, much less 2020. But I thought that it would be a great time for you to have a program that you can use and utilize, and for her to share that. So can you just share a little about you being an accountant and who you work with?
Yes. Well, thank you for having me on the show today. I'm excited to be here. And so I have a business called Arnez Consulting Services. And what we do is, like you just mentioned, we work with small businesses, service businesses who are looking to save money and save time. And one of the things that I found is we have all these goals that we want to accomplish, but sometimes we don't have the route to take. So what I like to do is help my business owners with their QuickBooks and other needs that they have as a trusted advisor to them. But I also like to tell them about the 90-day win program and how I use it and how it can help them in their business.
Now, we talked about the 90-day program, and it was more so you started it after reading Think and Grow Rich, which we talk about Think and Grow Rich on this show all the time.
It's an awesome book.
And I tell you, like, when I read it, it was amazing the people I kept meeting and kept coming into my life, and every single one of them have read it. So you are just one of many that have entered my life, and I'm like, I love you, and you're brilliant. And so the idea really came from the book, correct?
Totally, it did. And so I always do vision boards every year. That's my thing. I'm prepared. I'm trying to have a good next year. And working with and learning about the mastermind and with reading Think and Grow Rich, I wanted to take it to the next level. And so that's how the 90-day program was birthed. And so within that, I was able to look at how I'm trying to prepare on all the different goals I want, and then using the mastermind and my mastermind group to help keep me accountable. So it just fell in line very well with where I was trying to go in my life, and then able to share with my customers has been a blessing, really.
And the reason why I got so attracted to the idea was because when I met you, you were like, oh, well, so this goal came to fruition, and then this whole thing popped up for me to do these podcasts and be a part of this training course in New York City that's all paid for. And I'm like, wait a minute, let's break this down. So can you share some of your wins from just using the 90-day?
Oh, yes. This year has really been amazing. I've really just seen things that I have put down in my 90-day win plan come to life for me and my business. When I look at Q1 and some of the things I wanted to accomplish, from helping one of my small business owners to launch their radio station, to helping one of our businesses be able to get a deal they wanted, and then even myself personally to be able to have an opportunity to put together workshops for different organizations that have come to me because I put on my win that I wanted to be able to teach more and share some of the financial tools that I've been able to use. One of them I'm a big fan of is QuickBooks. So to have people that I meet, because I'm in this mastermind setting, my mind is focusing on receiving the things that I desire. And so seeing that all come to fruition, and then even just affirming these things that I believe and I want. So it's just been amazing to see all the amazing benefits, from opportunities to go to events that I didn't even know I needed to go to, but it was in line with my vision for the year. So by being very intentional about my goals and what I wanted to accomplish, it's easier for me to be able to achieve the things I want.
And I'm a big believer in putting out your vision as well, especially when it comes to your business as well as your personal life.
Yeah.
Making sure that those are aligned and balanced, which I think is one of the most challenging aspects of being a woman in business is,
Oh, yes.
having that family life balance.
Yes.
But okay, so you have your vision and then you align your goals.
Yes.
To make sure that you are hitting your vision and you are going to make it. So
Yes.
what is the first step?
So,
Because you do it by the year, which blows me away, which is way more ambitious than me. I'm on the 90-day program with a huge goal of doing it for the year next year. So can you just share how you go from the year and then break it down into quarters?
I would love to. So, like you said, I start with a vision board. And what I do is I'm very intentional to start the vision board in December. So I'm already thinking about what's going to be included on the vision board. So once I have the vision board in January, I put together and say, okay, now that I have the vision, what will be the goal for these first 90 days, this first quarter? If anyone is familiar with corporate America and corporate filings, you live by that quarterly filing. So because of all my corporate experience, that's ingrained in my mind, these 30 days, what am I going to accomplish? So by putting down all these goals that I want to accomplish in the next 30 days, then I go and say, the 90 days, I go back and say, okay, for January, what would I like to accomplish? And I write it down on a big sticky. I love the big stickies, and I put it on the wall because you have to be intentional about what you're trying to accomplish. Based on that, I look and say, okay, what things from my vision board do I want to accomplish in these first 90 days of the year? Then what of those things within the first 90 days of the year can be accomplished in January? What needs to happen in January? Based on that information I have in January, I look and then I go and say, okay, I have the month. Now let's break it down for the week. So you're very clear about the actions you want to happen. And then you have things come into your sphere. Does this line up with what I need to be doing? We all have distractions, right? Things come in the way. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes it's something you're like, wow, I'd like to include this. And what I've found, because I'm looking at it at the quarter, sometimes something will come up in a month earlier, which is awesome because it's like, well, I plan to do that in February, but because this first step happened so early, I can now move that goal from February to January and actually get some traction for it. So and I use this for my whole life, whether it's planning for an event with my family, maybe it's a vacation, maybe it's a goal we want to accomplish. It's just being very intentional about your goals and doing and taking the steps to achieve them.
I love that because you are on your way of hitting those goals and making sure that they come to fruition. And I
Yes.
find that even like as a business owner, if I just can't throw something out there and say, hey, I need 15 new clients this month, and I don't have a plan of actually obtaining those clients or meeting enough people that I could land those clients, then the universe isn't going to meet you.
Yes. You have to break it down. You have to be really intentional. And that's why it's important to look at it in the week. And in the week, the thing that really helps you is you're putting it down. I meet with my mastermind group weekly. So they are keeping me accountable for those goals I tell them I want to achieve. And they are there as a voice of reason to say, well, you told us that you wanted to do this, but now it seems like you're going there. Does that really align with your true vision? And so we keep each other accountable in that way. And it's a good check for you because it's making sure you know these people truly are invested in helping you win, but it's also making you think, okay, well, I kind of went over here. And I remember one of the meetings we had, I was invited to an event that I would be traveling out of town. And so I was telling my mastermind group about it. And they're like, well, how does that relate to the goal you're trying to accomplish within this month? I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I just know I got an invitation and I thought I could fit it in. But does it make sense to fit it in? Does it fit the vision, overall vision? And so there have been some things and that thing in particular, looking at it in hindsight, well, I didn't need to go. And so I didn't go on that trip. But guess what? As soon as I made that decision, something else came that truly was in line with what I needed to do. And it afforded me an opportunity to get another client. So you see where when you're really intentional and like you said, the universe is allowing for things to occur because you're looking and you're always examining and making that time. And I spend time on it. I have my mastermind meetings on Thursdays. So Wednesday nights, I am very diligent to making sure I am prepared to talk to my group about what I've accomplished and how I'm moving forward in my goals.
I call this the shiny object syndrome, and that is when it will completely derail you from your business. And I have had episodes within my business where I was derailed for up to like 2 months at a time because I was like, well, this is the direction I should take my company, instead of really sitting back and thinking, okay, where's my long-term vision and what does that align with, and why am I over here in this like pit hole, like just digging. And and then and it's not like it's a huge thing, because we all have done it in our personal lives and our professional lives. And it's just like, okay, girl, you got to give yourself a check. But I do love the fact that you do have a mastermind and a group of people that you can kind of get feedback and talk to.
I think to really work the process for the 90-day win, this program really, you have to be accountable, and you can't expect your significant other, your children. You need people who are like-minded, who are understanding of where you're trying to go, and who are willing to help you get there. And so having that accountability is key to success, because like you said, you will end up in pitfalls. And it's something about a safe space where other people are vested and they care and they want to help you, and for them to, you being comfortable enough for them to say, well, that wasn't the direction you told us you were going. Can we talk more about that? How does that fit into your vision? And so that's been a great help to me. And just to know that I have these people here holding me accountable weekly, and then they can share in the wins and the joys with me, and they are there to help me cry when I didn't make pat me on the back and say, you're okay, you're in a ditch, we're gonna help pull you out of this ditch so it won't last as long as a year or two. So that's been a real blessing for me, I should say.
I will say though, like as women, we tend to not celebrate getting to 3/4 of our goal or getting halfway, but waking up and saying, look at where I started, look how far I have come. And you may have not hit that goal in Q1, but you still have that opportunity to continue going and not just say, I quit, I didn't make it, I only got 1/4 of the way there.
Yes. And that's very important, right? Because sometimes you may have a vision for something and it's maybe a not now, not a not ever. So there are certain things, even within this year, I'm like, well, you know what? I need to wait on this. I need to get more information. So it's not that it won't happen. It's just the timing isn't right. And that's fine. And that's why it's so important to be looking at your goals and lining it up monthly, because you're always looking. So at the end of January, I'm looking at that monthly goals to say, okay, did I meet this? And then I ask myself, why didn't I meet it? Is it because it didn't align with my goal, or is it because it's not the time? So maybe that needs to be pushed back to a later time in the year, or maybe it doesn't need to be on the list anymore, and that's okay. And we have to be okay with, okay, well, this needs to change a little, and that's okay, because I'm still moving forward in what I'm trying to accomplish.
I love it. And I love that you even said that some goals that we set for ourselves, hey, let it go. It's okay. We don't have to do it all. It's all right.
Yes.
Okay, so let's kind of recap. So we have our whole year of goals, and you do personal and professional, correct?
Yes.
And so you put all your goals down. You're like, we want to go on a trip to Italy this year. We want to buy new furniture. I want to add $100,000 more to my business. I mean, whatever your goals are, and then you break that into quarters.
Yes.
And then you break your quarters into months.
Yes.
And then from months into weeks.
Yes. It is very important, because I want to literally each week I want to accomplish things to get me to that level, right? So I'm always looking. One of the things this in the second quarter, I wanted to compete a 5K. I wanted to complete a 5K, and I do it every year with my daughter, but this year the goal was to beat the time from last year. So obviously you have to train more. So one of the things I had to do is decide, okay, well, last year I probably went out maybe twice a week, so I knew I had to increase my time, so had to be very intentional. This week I expect to do this time, and I was monitoring it, and I met that goal. I did very well, and I was so excited. So it's just the little things that you are working towards, but you're being very mindful of how you're moving forward, and you're being intentional. You're putting in that work. It's like you said, the universe is not going to just give you if you don't put in the work. So it's very important that you put in the work, spending the time to look at it, spending the time to have the meetings with my mastermind group, spending the time to go over and say, okay, this week I want to accomplish this. How am I going to do it? When am I going to have that meeting with the team? When am I going to have this meeting? And so in all these different areas, I'm looking to make sure I'm intentional.
And we show up in life with the end game all the time. I mean, I go to my personal trainer because I want to lose 20 pounds, or I want to tone up, or, I go on that road trip with the actual map, because otherwise I am just going to drive around 285 for all day, right? And then you find out it's a big loop. And but, and then when it comes to our business, or even like our personal lives, a lot of times we don't show up with an end game. And even if you want to get married, right? Like you want to get married as a woman and have children. Well, do you need to prove yourself some things before meeting the right man that you want to spend the rest of your life with? I mean,
say that again.
I know. I'm the one that's single here, not her. So, but my point being is that a lot of times we don't show up in our business with that long-term goal. And as we sit here and I go, okay, I've got to work on my year plan, it makes sense, because you're not going to just magically get up and make an extra $20,000 next year, or $100,000 without that game plan and how it's going to happen.
Totally.
And being also, let's face it, realistic. You weren't going to set that 5K and say, I'm going to go out there and run it in 12 minutes. I mean, 4-minute miles, you got this. You got it. You're not trying to beat the Kenyan at the beginning of the race line, right?
No, ma'am.
So you have to set, first of all, set realistic goals.
Realistic.
If you made $100,000 last year, it's probably going to be really difficult to make 10 million this year. You
Yes,
know, it's
yes.
like, let's call it realism. Let's call it what it is.
Exactly.
So, all right. So be realistic with your goals. Write down everything. And you told me too that you took about a month to write down. So like, you know, we're in October, so you could start writing down what you want to accomplish next year.
Yes.
I mean, I did this with her, and I mean, I had like a trip to Italy. I had some furniture I wanted to buy.
Yeah.
I mean, things that I really wanted to accomplish. And one of mine was like reading 50 books, which I will hit this year.
Nice.
I know. So, you know, it's like little things that you may just not even think about. That's a big deal.
Yes.
But if it goes to your growth, both personal and, you know, professional, because I think that even traveling goes to your growth, right?
Totally.
Culturally and, you know, and making you a better person because you get away from where you live. Like, if you need to get away from your family, that's too fine too. Maybe a girl's trip. A girl's trip is okay too. So, you know, and so realistic, and then taking a month or so and writing down your goals, and then
and keeping it in front of you. You want to put it in a place where you can see it. So it's something about seeing your goals in front of you and thinking, okay, where am I? Okay, it's the second week. And last week I said I was going to do it, and then I moved it to this week. So I haven't started it, and it is Tuesday. I'm not going to go in that meeting on Thursday and tell my accountability partners that I didn't do this when I told them I had to move it to next week, but I was going to get it accomplished. It's something about being accountable to others that helps as well. So it's really important to have it in front of you and then know someone else, whoever your accountability people are going to keep you accountable for those goals.
I love it. If you are ready to start and lay out your 90-day win program, Sandra is going to be offering you a checklist to help you prepare and get ready and put your entire program together. And I am going to add the link for that in the description.
Yeah, I'm so excited. It's just a really quick checklist to keep you on track as you prepare 2020. It's all about clear vision. So starting early and giving yourself some time to get that vision and think about where you're trying to go in this next year. So I'm excited to offer the checklist to you, and I hope you guys find it useful.
Okay, so I kind of want to do in maybe like a year.
Yeah.
We look at your 2020 goals and my 2020 goals. We get back together.
Yeah,
maybe,
I love that.
You know, studio, and we talk about what we've accomplished so far and our wins, and then we would love to invite audience to come out and share your wins and what you've accomplished. So we'll commit to doing that in October 2020.
That sounds like a plan.
That means you have to stay friends with me.
Of course. How could I not? You're awesome.
I didn't pay her to say that. I did not. Okay, perfect. Sandra, this was amazing and wonderful, and I am a big believer in your 90-day win program.
Thank you.
I know that it works. I have seen it. I see you, and I see what you've accomplished, and it gives me a lot of reason to actually do my whole year. So you're going to hold me accountable, and we're going to come in and do another show in a year.
Perfect. I look forward to it.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Wednesday wrap up. That is it for this week.